In the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean stands a gigantic steel structure as tall as a skyscraper, surrounded by nothing but water, wind, and violent storms. Hundreds of workers live and work here around the clock. Helicopters transport crews hundreds of kilometers offshore. Beneath the platform lies a vast network of pipelines and equipment that stretches deep into the seabed. Every day, thousands of tons of oil and natural gas flow through this isolated industrial giant. A single serious accident can cost billions of dollars, and even a short interruption in operations can mean the loss of enormous amounts of oil production. This is why offshore oil platforms contain some of the most sophisticated engineering systems ever built. Today, you'll discover how the world's largest offshore oil platforms operate, what lies beneath the ocean's surface, and why the people who work here earn some of the highest salaries in the industry. Imagine building an entire city and then deliberately sinking part of it into the ocean. That's exactly how many offshore platforms begin their lives. Construction starts on land, inside enormous dry docks, where engineers build massive foundations from specially reinforced concrete. These structures must withstand crushing water pressure and decades of exposure to harsh marine conditions. One of the greatest examples is the famous Troll A platform in Norway. Its foundation consists of four gigantic hollow concrete columns that resemble endless vertical tunnels. Inside these hollow supports are elevators, pipelines, and utility systems. Once the foundation is complete, engineers flood the dry dock, and something extraordinary happens. Despite weighing hundreds of thousands of tons, the massive structure floats. The trapped air inside its concrete chambers provides enough buoyancy to keep it afloat while workers install the enormous topside modules that contain living quarters, drilling equipment, and processing facilities. Transporting a structure that weighs 1,000,000 tons sounds impossible, yet engineers do it regularly. A fleet of powerful tugboats connects to the platform using steel cables as thick as a human arm. The vessels move in a carefully coordinated formation, slowly pulling the structure across the sea. The most dangerous stage occurs when the platform passes through narrow waterways. A sudden gust of wind or a minor navigational error could push the giant structure into rocks, destroying years of work. If one of the massive towing cables were to snap under tension, the recoil could seriously damage equipment and threaten lives. When the platform finally reaches its destination, another remarkable process begins. Engineers slowly flood internal compartments, allowing the structure to sink in a controlled manner until it settles onto the ocean floor with extraordinary precision. These installations are known as gravity-based structures. Unlike many offshore platforms, they remain in place solely because of their immense weight. When the foundation reaches the seabed, steel skirts at its base penetrate the ocean floor. Engineers then fill the surrounding spaces with cement, effectively locking the structure into place. In 1995, the installation of Troll A became one of the most spectacular engineering operations ever attempted. Standing 472 meters tall, it was taller than the Eiffel Tower. 11 tugboats towed the platform 200 kilometers across the North Sea over 7 days. Millions followed the operation closely as one of the most ambitious marine engineering projects in history. Building the platform is only half the challenge. The real question is how hundreds of people survive and work on an isolated structure far from land. Everything depends on electricity. Powerful gas turbines generate electricity for drilling equipment, living quarters, communication systems, water treatment plants, and emergency systems. Special desalination units convert seawater into drinking water 24 hours a day. Air filtration systems maintain breathable air throughout the facility. Backup diesel generators stand ready in case the primary power systems fail. Without electricity, an offshore platform would become uninhabitable within minutes. Every aspect of life offshore is carefully planned. Fresh food, medical supplies, spare parts, and personnel arrive by helicopter and supply ships.
Workers usually operate on demanding schedules, consisting of 12-hour shifts followed by 12 hours of rest. There are no weekends during a rotation. Yet, life on board is designed to be surprisingly comfortable. Most platforms include gyms, recreation rooms, laundry facilities, internet access, saunas, and dining halls. Workers receive multiple hot meals every day to help them cope with physically demanding jobs performed in noisy and often dangerous conditions. This combination of extreme isolation, physical demands, and technical responsibility is one reason offshore workers earn such impressive salaries. The true purpose of the platform begins beneath the ocean floor. Engineers lower enormous drill strings thousands of meters below the seabed. Modern drilling systems are astonishingly precise. Rather than drilling straight down, operators can steer the drill bit horizontally and diagonally to reach reservoirs located several kilometers away. A special drilling fluid continuously circulates through the system. This fluid cools the drill bit, stabilizes pressure, and carries crushed rock back to the surface. Every movement is monitored by advanced computer systems. A small mistake can have catastrophic consequences. At the seabed sits one of the most important pieces of equipment on the entire platform, the Blowout Preventer, often called a BOP. This gigantic machine weighs hundreds of tons and acts as the platform's last line of defense. If dangerous pressure levels develop inside the well, the system can activate automatically. Powerful hydraulic blades slice through drilling pipes and seal the well completely. This prevents uncontrolled releases of oil and gas. Without this technology, offshore drilling would be far more dangerous and environmentally risky. When oil finally reaches the platform, it isn't ready for shipment. The mixture contains crude oil, natural gas, seawater, sand, and other contaminants. The first stage of processing takes place on board. Inside massive separators, the mixture is divided into its components. Water settles at the bottom, natural gas rises to the top. The cleaned oil is stored before being transferred through underwater pipelines or loaded onto tankers. This process runs continuously, 24 hours a day. Operators constantly monitor pressure, temperature, and flow rates throughout the facility. Life offshore means confronting some of nature's most extreme conditions. Massive icebergs can weigh millions of tons. Rogue waves can suddenly rise to the height of multi-story buildings. Powerful storms generate forces capable of destroying ordinary structures. Engineers design offshore platforms to withstand earthquakes, hurricanes, giant waves, and moving ice fields. Their steel and concrete structures flex slightly under pressure, absorbing enormous loads without breaking. Platforms in regions such as the Sea of Okhotsk regularly face temperatures below -45 degrees Celsius. Despite these conditions, operations continue. While storms threaten from outside, fire represents one of the greatest internal dangers. Oil and gas facilities handle highly flammable materials around the clock. The moment smoke or abnormal temperatures are detected, automated fire suppression systems activate. Water curtains surround critical equipment. Robotic monitors blast chemical foam onto affected areas. Fire-resistant barriers divide the platform into separate sections, slowing the spread of flames and providing time for evacuation if necessary. Every second counts. Even with advanced technology, unexpected situations still occur. Thousands of meters below the surface, sensors sometimes detect sudden pressure anomalies. Engineers may hear unusual vibrations or acoustic signals traveling through the drilling system. Most of these events have scientific explanations. Gas pockets collapse, rock formations shift, pressure changes create vibrations within the steel drill string. If computer systems detect anything outside safe operating limits, emergency shutdown procedures begin immediately. Pumps stop, drilling ceases, alarms sound throughout the platform. The crew must determine exactly what is happening deep underground before operations can continue. Working on an offshore oil platform requires specialized skills, physical endurance, and a willingness to spend weeks away from home. Employees face dangerous weather,
heavy machinery, high-pressure systems, and life-threatening emergencies. They often work in remote locations where mistakes can cost millions or even lives. The high salaries reflect not only the technical expertise required, but also the risks, responsibilities, and sacrifices that come with the job. Every year, humanity pushes deeper into the Earth's hidden resources beneath the oceans. To make this possible, engineers continue creating increasingly advanced technologies capable of controlling some of nature's most powerful forces. Offshore oil platforms are more than industrial facilities. They are floating cities, engineering marvels, and some of the most complex structures ever built. And behind every barrel of oil extracted from the depths of the ocean stands a workforce operating at the very edge of human engineering capability.